kick off with a thank you to our sponsors, Strollard, Telecoms Exchange, SIPHub, Security, Jambones, and Uniphonic. Without their support, this doesn't happen. It's as simple as that. And we have many partners that help us make this happen as well. So again, thank you to all our partners in supporting us with TADSummit. So this is our 11th TADSummit. So first one was all the way back in Bangkok. Now, let me quickly check the audience. Where's Jean? Oh, there he is. So Jean was there at the first one. Also Philippe Sultan, but he's not here today. He'll be here for our drinks this evening and for tomorrow, hopefully, when he's presenting. So we still have 2 of the original cast members involved. Because I don't think, Quayle, yours was Istanbul in 2014. So why TADSummit? Well, it remains the only place to get a no BS, it's in our policies, understanding of what's working across technology, services, and go-to-market, okay? And where things are going to go. Everything isn't awesome in our business, okay? There's a lot of changes happening, and those changes come through, well, it's sort of partially linked to the pandemic. What I'm showing here is the stock price of Twilio. And when they got up to significantly more value than AT&T and Verizon, they got very jealous. In fact, it was 2021 or I think 2022. One of the things that was being commented on is how annoyed AT&T and Verizon were at Twilio being so expensive. Well, it takes them a while, but they're sort of now wreaking their revenge on Twilio with the campaign registry. Charges that were fractions of a cent are now half a cent. It's to the point where even if you're unregistered, you should not be able to send a SMS. But of course, as we all know, carriers are leaky buckets. They have many binds, so there's always a way to get a message through or a voice call into a carrier. But what that's meant is, and we see it all around the world, it's carriers want their fair share. All I want is what's coming to me through being an oligopoly and sat on a platform. So we've seen price rises, but it's more complex than that. It's not just stuff like with 10 DLC in the US. We've seen carriers move in as business models mature. It's like Microsoft. Microsoft has services that innovators build around their OS, and then Microsoft goes, ooh, that's cool, I'll build that myself, and then absorb it into their platform. So this isn't new, but what we've seen is with carriers cherry-picking large wholesale accounts, where it's more of a commodity deal, where they've got the DNA to be able to work with Facebook or Google for terminating SMS within their countries of operation. Also because they're no longer jabbering about you've got to implement SMS using one API, and carriers were trying to force that on Google, and Google was, no thank you. And that's one of the reasons why it worked with aggregators. Also, I've already mentioned 10 DLC. Also what's happened, because of the jealousy, because of Twilio's valuations, we've seen a lot of messaging monopolies pop up, and taking advantage of the lack of competition. And in a limit, what it's going to do is accelerate the transition to IP for small, medium enterprises. Okay, so that's why in markets outside of the US, you already see a lot of companies talking about how advanced small, medium sized companies are in the use of WhatsApp, Line, WeChat, and other IP-based messaging. But let's not look on the negative side here. In the programmable comms business, we will always remain in the lead because we can innovate faster, we can focus faster, we're in control of our roadmaps. If you look over at telco, they're always talking about their transformation into techco. Well, guess what? Programmable comms are the techcos in the comms, telecoms business. And there's a whole host of opportunities that are being tackled and monetized today. Real-time video, telcos on in. And that's where WebRTC and AI are starting to have some really interesting inroads. We're going to hear from Aaron and many of the members here on video and AI panel session, conversation and AI. We've got many players that are doing some really interesting stuff here, from Uniphonic through Webio and many others. I was on a podcast with a large consultancy, and they were asking me about developer-centric telcos, and I explained to them that that is an oxymoron. Okay, you need to have the DNA to be developer customer-centric, and when you're an operations company, you simply don't have that DNA. We're also reinventing the old with AI in this space. So you're going to hear a fun demo. Well, it's actually deployed on using something as old as USSD and AI. It's a fun demo. I enjoy what they're doing there. Also, listening to the customer and solving the problems in days, weeks, and to be able to customize in that time because you own the roadmap. In most cases, because it's built on open source, so you're in control. Also, the ability to mash up web, telecoms, and best of breed. It's not about being our platform or the highway. You build what's necessary for the customer. That is being part of the solution, not the solution. And not trapped in the echo chamber of GSMA, Mobile Ecosystem Forum, Mobile World Congress, CTA, legacy vendors, that ends up with the mess that we see in Deutsche Telekom, with Ericsson massively overpaying for Vonage, and then using its carrier politics, well, vendor politics, to potentially squeeze out what was a far more cost-effective solution in another part of their business. But anyway, that's enough from me. It's 10:20, so what I'd like to do is, first of all, thank you for attending. There's a lot of people that are watching this virtually. I've got a lot of people that are on their way, shall we say. Some were going to be presenting in person, but then tested positive yesterday, so they will not be here because they don't want to give us all COVID. So with that, what I'd like to do is to hand over to Kareem. You could come on down, and I will get you set up here with your presentation.